What's up, guys? Welcome to Whale's Tales. My name is Greg, and this time around we are doing the Reaper hero challenges. So yeah, actually I'm really just going to be covering the Scythe. I'm not going to go into Psychosis at all because I think it's incredibly easy. You're in Psychosis incredibly fast, and to get 4 kills in one game it's just pretty easy. I don't think anyone's going to have too much of a problem with it. But the Scythe, I honestly found to be one of the most difficult. I know some of you are probably going to be laughing at me because a lot of people think it's like super overpowered and way too good. But I don't know. I think I just don't really like it. I don't like the Scythe at all, to be honest. I think it's one of the weakest specialist weapons in the game, and a lot of that has to do with the earn time. It's the longest. It takes the longest to earn it, but they've nerfed it, and now it just doesn't feel. I don't know. Doesn't feel that helpful to me. But anyway, you still gotta get 6 kills in one game. So how are you gonna do that? If you're anything like me, that is gonna be a little bit of a struggle. Probably the second hardest, just after gravity spikes. So as you can see, what I'm doing right here is I'm kind of in a spawn trap situation, and that works wonders. That's kind of what you got to go for with a Scythe. Is those type of situations where you got a spawn trap. You know where the enemies are coming from. They're all going to be funneling down a very sort of narrow lane. Even though I'm sort of over in their spawn right here in this second gameplay, I didn't call it in right there because I didn't exactly know where they're even coming from, and the side-to-side movement with the Scythe is so bad that you really need to know. So yeah, let me kind of backtrack a little bit here and explain what you're watching in the clips, just in case you haven't watched any of my other hero challenge videos, or you're not used to my channel. The way the clips work is they start as soon as I earn the Scythe, and then I'm showing however many. Basically, I'm just showing clips from gameplay where I got 6 Scythe kills in one game, and I'm showing all the different times that I had Scythe in that game or in those games. Usually when the map changes, that means it's a new game, but also I think there may be like a couple back-to-back games on like Fringe or something later in the video. I can't remember how many games I included. I'm not sure if I included all 6, but I definitely tried to include quite a few because I did feel like I said, I felt like this was kind of a harder challenge. So yeah, so I try to include as many as possible. That way you can see kind of as many examples in case you're struggling with this one as well. These are all team deathmatch. Keep an eye on the score in the bottom left in order to kind of really let you know which game we're in, if it's the next game, if it's still in the same game. Even if it's on the same map, you'll see if the score goes down, that's obviously the next game. Okay, this is the second game still on the Hunted, a great thing to have is a UAV, although I kind of knew they were spawning over there, and so I just sort of was calm about it. Called in my UAV, and that helped me get this next kill, and I think that was number 6 right there. I don't know, hopefully you guys were counting. I don't think I ended up earning the Scythe again in this game. One thing about the Scythe is even with overclock, it takes an incredibly long time to earn. It's going to feel like it's just the longest one to earn, so you've got to play your ass off. So of course, using the VMP, I'm using overclock, just to have everything that I want on my class in order to be able to just play like crazy. So I'm rushing, I'm trying to get as many kills as possible, as much score as possible using the black cell, destroying UAVs and shit, and calling in my own UAVs to help me get a few extra assist points and counter UAVs. Not really using the care package too much because that kind of slows you down, even though I do have it on my class. Probably shouldn't have. So yeah, and then once you've got your Scythe, let's see here. Yeah, once you've got your Scythe, you don't want to hold on to it forever, but all the same, it's really bad if you just call it in right away when you're not quite ready. You really don't want to have to rush. Basically, you don't want to have to rush at all when you call in your Scythe. So you want enemies to come to you, and you want to be in a good place for that. So right here, as you see, I called it in, and I just kind of stood still, and now I'm sort of like slowly moving forward, waiting till I can kind of get like an idea of where enemies are going to be. I don't really know, so I'm going to rotate back a little bit slowly. I'm not going to try and move too quickly because it can be hard to get the Scythe going again if you're running around and boosting around. So you really want to try and play for getting 3 in one game, and that's what I ended up getting here, and that's gonna be the reason I got it in this game. Now, not all games. I mean, I think that last one on Hunted, I only got 2 of them, and I got 3 kills with each Scythe, so that worked out as well. But you really want to try to get 3 in one game, and you can do it as long as you're running overclock and you're playing aggressively when you're not using the Scythe. So yeah. I like Team Deathmatch because you get newbier players and you can play pretty aggressively usually and be pretty successful, even if you're not like the best Call of Duty player, and I'm definitely not. So that's why I like Team Deathmatch. I feel like it's helpful. So as you see here, I'm slowly moving forward, kind of like incrementally moving forward with the Scythe. I'm not just like running around and boosting around. I'm kind of playing it a little bit defensive. But also I know that I need to go out and you know, get some kills, so I kind of move forward a little bit, but not like in a sort of crazy hectic way like I do when I'm using the VMP. I kind of have to pull it back a little bit and calm my jets a little bit. And that was some of the mistakes I was making at first. I'd get the Scythe and I'd still like play aggressively, and I'd get killed because the Scythe has such a terrible like strafing speed that and then you have to wind it up. It just usually end up getting killed if you're not ready for enemies. So you kind of want to be in a situation where you're ready. You don't want to like have to get ready. I got a little lucky here, but then I mean I know that they're spawning over here, and instead of like rushing down this hallway, I'm just gonna kind of hang out, and I know I have a little bit of time, and I'm gonna let them come to me a little bit, and I am gonna keep pushing up a little bit, but I'm not gonna be like in full sprint when I know there's even a small chance that I'm going to find an enemy. So there we go. See, I got 2 more kills just by kind of, you know, hanging back. The Scythe is good at long range, but I don't necessarily recommend trying to go for long range kills when you're going for hero, because I don't think you're going to get enough kills that way. If you hang back like in a sniper spot, like on a head glitch, you may get like 1 kill, and it might be really easy for you to get that kill, but all the same, like enemies can usually like boost away from you if they're like, oh, there's a guy using Scythe over there on the other side of the map, I'm just not going to go challenge him. Also, not too many enemies, you're not going to have the opportunity to shoot at too many enemies if you're just going for long shots. So you got to kind of like, that's why I like the spawn trap. You got to kind of like be in a situation where you can have enemies funneling to you. You want to be sort of in a narrow zone where you don't have to, you know, move the left stick too much in order to move from left to right, or left to right, do like side to side. So these kind of narrow hallways are ideal. You can just kind of, you know, hunker down and take care of anybody that shows up in your field of view. So doorways are good because they sort of limit the field of view a little bit. I can't remember if I needed 1 more here. I'm not actually keeping count. No, I didn't, I guess. Yeah, this is another game. Still on Fringe. This might actually be the last game that I'm including, so I don't know. Maybe is that 5 games? That might be all 6. I can't remember. Whatever. Hopefully the clips have helped you out, kind of see how I play it. It did take me quite a while in order to start getting the hang of it, but once I got the hang of it, it got a little bit better, and I think really the main thing was calling it in when I really knew where enemies were coming toward me from. They were all kind of like, okay, they're funneling down, you know, this lane right now, either because I had them kind of spawn trapped or because that's just where they are, and I could kind of just like move slower, you know, incrementally move forward, and then just be in position where I knew, you know, it's very likely I'll find an enemy. It might not be like right now, I might have to wait a couple seconds, but sometimes it's better to wait than to, you know, to try and rush in and try and get the kill right now. So that's kind of, yeah, I think that's kind of the main tip that I have. You don't want to get into a situation where you got enemies all around you, like they're all up on you. That's not going to be super ideal because the Scythe, like I said, it doesn't have very good side-to-side move speed, and you're going to have to spin it up each time. You know, in a pinch, it can definitely drop somebody fast, but more than likely, if your opponent is at all decent at the game, he'll be able to kind of do like a crazy boost jump and get out of your... Look at this guy fucking camping. he'll be able to get out of your field of view and just drop you with his VMP. So yeah, as you can see, still not moving very quickly with the Scythe, just kind of trying to stay ready. And I'm not always in a spawn trap situation, but you know, a lot of times I've got a UAV up, and that helps you, even if they're running Ghost, that still helps you kind of identify where in general the entire team is spawning and kind of where they're going. Alright, so I accidentally hit the fucking space bar, but which stopped the recording, but I'm back. So hopefully it doesn't even look like anything happened. But anyway, just to recap. So you want to play like fucking crazy when you don't have your Scythe in order to earn it as quickly as possible. So use your favorite gun and just go for it. Just try and get as many kills and as much score as possible. And then as soon as you get your Scythe, you want to wait to call it in until you're in a situation where you feel like you have a good understanding of where your enemies are approaching you from. And a way to kind of just like control a specific lane that your enemies are going to be using in order to push up through the map. And that way you can get several kills that way without having to spin around and do a bunch of crazy looking all over the place like I'm doing right now. And then just, you know, be calm about it. Kind of play a little more defensive. You don't necessarily have to camp, but you want to make your movements controlled and slow, and just push up in small little increments so that you're not rushing around with a Scythe out and risking getting shut down. So yeah, that's I think that's kind of pretty much the general idea. Let's see, how much left do we have here? Just a couple more clips. So while these last few clips are going on, you can kind of see just how I played this last game. And I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do next. So there are only two specialists that I haven't covered, and those are Spectre and Firebreak. And in my opinion, those are probably the easiest two, although Battery is pretty easy as well. And I covered Battery. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I'll make a video on Spectre and Firebreak. I might do like a combination video where I just show like one clip from each, or for like clip from like one game of each of like, what is it, Ripper, Active Camo, and then Purifier and Heatwave. I feel like of the four of those, maybe Heatwave is the hardest. I don't know. It's really not though. It's not hard. So yeah, maybe I'll do like one video. We still got a month or two in order to get up to Infinite Warfare. I'm not gonna have like the beta or anything like that. I don't really like to play the betas. I like to kind of just surprise myself. Day one, November 4th, I believe, is the release date, right? There we go, we got it. I think I'm gonna get the final kill here, and it doesn't show it because it's theater mode. God damn it! But so 7 kills in that game. All right. So yeah, I will catch you in the next video, and then we'll go from there. Oh, by the way, I did just get 100%, so I'll be making a video about that too. So stay tuned for that. All right, have a good day, guys. Take it easy.